Okay.
So, hello, this is the Green Corner Rebellion Show. I'm Gregory Harden II, and today I am here with my good friend Erica Gomez, and she is wanting to talk about what all are you wanting to talk about today?
All the things. I don't know. I wanted to talk about the new Eminem since I'm a
hmm
huge Eminem fan, and I wanted to talk about the new Mac Miller that came out last week too. So
All right. Okay, so let's start with the new Eminem, since that's probably something I have a lot more to say about. So, what were your thoughts about the album?
it really felt like old Eminem to me.
hmm
I don't know. Like I said, it felt like he's back to his old ways. uh, I have a few favorites that I listen to a lot, but the song about the Las Vegas shooter is probably one of my favorites, and it's kind of depressing that that's my favorite, but I don't know.
hmm Um, so for me, I don't know. I have a couple of favorites on here, but either No Regrets or Marsh. Those are probably like my top two favorites. Um, let's see here. I liked most of the songs. There's probably a couple of songs on here I could probably deal without. Like, let's see here. In Too Deep, I didn't really like that one that much. I didn't like I didn't like Stepdad. Um
Either.
I, I didn't like Farewell that much. I think Farewell, I didn't really like that one that much either. Um I also didn't like Leaving Heaven that much. So there's about like five of these songs on here that, I like I could deal without. But I liked it. It took me a couple of listens to actually like, digest it a little bit more.
Right.
Because it seemed really different from most of his other albums. Um, like, but like the content itself wasn't really different from all the rest of his
Right.
albums. Like, there's the what is it? There's like a couple of songs in here that are about toxic relationships that he's not having.
Right.
So, so like, so he's basically gotten into this habit of every album or so he'll make like three or four songs about a mythical toxic relationship that he's not in, and I don't know. I guess it's because he thinks that people like hearing that
Right.
because
Because
in
it,
yeah, because like in the beginning, like he always talked about Kim and his relationship with Kim, but like that was relatable because it was like real. But
right.
now he's just like making up stuff, and it's just like I don't really want to hear this, man. But
Because it's not like he's like putting her in the trunk again or anything.
yeah. Um,
And
but
Haley's grown up, so.
yeah, and he doesn't really talk about her that much anymore because she's like a couple of years older than I am, so she's like in her 20s. So yeah, like he's kind of just rapping to be rapping at this point.
Right.
Yeah, I like the Young Ma feature because I'd never heard her before. Like I'd heard of her, but I never heard her rap before. So
Right.
I really liked that. Um, I like the song with Juice World, Godzilla.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know if I don't know if that one was planned before he died or it was like something after he died. Then he said, "Okay, I want to get some old recording or something." But like, I like it. It's a good one.
Right. Well, I don't know. That's kind of something that went through my head was the fact that this was such a hush hush deal, but he's got like major artists that like kept this under wraps for so long, which is crazy. It actually took me till today to
hmm
realize that was Juice World
Oh
on.
yeah.
Yeah. Ed Sheeran, the song that Ed Sheeran was on, of course, like immediately I knew that that was Ed Sheeran, but I was just like looking today and I was like, that's Juice World, that's crazy.
Yeah. Did you like the song with Ed Sheeran?
Um, it it like he says, it does kind of have like a D12 like weird
Vibe. Yeah.
vibe, because he's talking about, which made me question, like, is this album a relapse album? Like, because there were a couple of songs where he did reference like
Drugs and stuff.
drug
Yeah.
and you know that was one of them. That was like a big song where he talked about it, and I guess also another made up female character from that
Hmm.
song. But, um, yeah, the Young and May song kind of shocked me, um, just because of the things that Eminem has said before. So it was kind of like surprising that she got on a song with him, but of course it's Eminem, so I'm
Hmm.
sure it take too much convincing. But yeah, I
Yeah.
liked the album. It was very long. I actually liked the Alfred like features to it. Like it kind of gave that old school vibe because
Hmm.
there was the intermissions and the
The skits. Yeah.
intros. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. But it was shocking. I woke up and I was like, oh, Eminem put out a whole album and no
Hmm.
Nick Cannon response at all whatsoever. He
Yeah.
didn't time he was making an album.
Yeah, I think he's gonna keep doing that because his whole thing with Revival was people like he released the track list and everything and like one or two of the singles and people didn't like anything of what they were seeing before the actual album came out. So now he's just like, oh, I'm just gonna release an album and then release the singles and then see what people think.
Yeah.
But yeah, but no, I remember on Twitter a lot of people were saying that they didn't like the song he did with Ed Sheeran, and I was like, "You guys, I don't know what's wrong with you. I thought this was one of the better songs on this album."
It
But
is. It's like old Eminem. Like that's what you get. You
yeah,
know, honey Eminem.
yeah. And then at the beginning of that song, there was a Bizarre's voice, Bizarre from D12. So I like that part. So yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much all I thought about the album. So you also wanted to talk about the new Mac Miller album as well?
Yeah. Have you listened to it?
I did. I did listen to it. It was the first time I had listened to a Mac Miller album in some years because I was a fan of his when I was in middle school. Like
Right.
after his first album came out, Blue Slide Park, like I really liked that album back then. But then I didn't really like his second album, so I stopped paying attention to him. But yeah. So what'd you think of the new Mac Miller album?
Of course, I loved it. I actually listened to that one like faithfully, like religiously, since I was able to get a hold of it. More so than the Eminem album. But I think that it's more like of a sentimental thing because this is, the last that I think they have of material that Mac made. Um, which I was under the understanding that swimming was going to be the last one,
Hmm.
which that also was kind of sentimental to me as well. The thing that you hear in the Circles album is just like how depressed he was and how he was going through so much. And I don't know, it's something weird, like with the whole Juice World thing. Like these guys know exactly what the outcome is going to be of the lifestyle that they live,
Hmm.
and they know it so much that the material that they write, it's like self-fulfilling prophecies. They know they're going to die. They know what's going to happen if they continue down the road that they're on. And I just feel like that album in a whole was like him saying goodbye, and that is just crazy to me. So it's, I don't know.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that too when I was listening. Because it was kind of, I mean, his music's generally pretty mellow from what I remember, but like it was a lot more of a calmer tone, and it sounded a lot more sad on most of the songs.
Right.
And but yeah, I thought it was a pretty good album though.
Yeah. It, I don't know. It had like this old school, like, I don't want to say Beatles, but it was just like this, not really like too hip hop, but it was just kind of like a really laid back, and it was vibey, but like when you get down to the lyrics and when you really take them apart, you're like, oh my god, this is
Yeah.
very sad to know that he was going through so much. But I mean, kind of knew that because in before swimming, and before this album, Mac Miller's music was just, kind of like happy,
Yeah.
party music. But I was also researching just different things with Mac Miller, and I guess Swimming and Circles were the albums that he actually was able to kind of break away from that and express himself a little bit more. He didn't have to kind of do the pop thing and
Yeah.
the what got him in hip
Hmm.
hop. So I don't know. I think that he could have been like really, really, really great if he would have stuck around, I guess. But
Yeah. Yeah, because what was it? Because this would have been, or this was his sixth album, right? Or is it his fifth album?
I
I
believe
want to
that's
say it was his.
sixth one.
Yeah.
Cannot. I'm not too sure, but it. I don't know. The whole vibe of the album was just kind of dark, but a lot of people that I've talked to about it said that they felt this could have been added to Swimming. Like most of the content just felt like it was left off of the Swimming album. So
Hmm.
maybe there's more content that they're holding.
Maybe. Yeah. Um. So you said you were also wanting to talk about Aaron Hernandez as well. Now
Yeah,
I know
all the
now I know
things.
nothing about this. I've just seen a lot of the memes on like Twitter and Facebook. So I don't even know what this is about. So like you go ahead.
See, that's crazy. So I have my sister, her boyfriend, actually. I was talking to him. It was Tuesday because I was going to school that day, and I was talking to him about. I posted a meme, a Aaron Hernandez meme, and he was just like, "What does this mean?" And I was like, "What do you mean? What does it mean?" And he told me that he didn't like. He had no clue, and he's 21. So I guess like this wasn't a big thing for a lot of people, but I mean, he played for the Patriots, which, is a huge NFL team. And he basically was like this crazy killer guy.
Okay.
And no, they put out a documentary on Netflix just about him and how he did a lot of unsavory things and how he wasn't really the brightest when he did these crimes because they all kind of caught up to him. And I mean, it linked him pretty well because he had like surveillance in his home.
When when was this? Was this while he was playing for the Patriots or like
I mean, he did
before?
stuff before. So um he lost
And when
his
did he play for the Patriots?
I think that was in 2013 that he actually got in trouble for it. Let me check. But yeah, he lost his dad when he was a teenager. And I guess his mom moved in some family friend guy, and it kind of made him go a little bit crazy. He was like really close with his dad, but they think that and some childhood trauma, along with like concussions that football players get, just added on to him kind of going crazy. But so at a young age, he was 17 when he went to the University of Florida to play football.
Mm-hmm.
And in the documentary, they talk about how they're like shooting these football players up with pain medicines and just different things to get them to play, and even when they were hurt. And so I think that along with everything else that was going on with him kind of contributed to him just kind of being cold blooded. He would get angry and snap at people.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, when he was at the University of Florida, he shot two people, um, because they spilled drinks on him. And they didn't die, but he did. He was suspected of killing two additional people, other than the man that he actually got sentenced for. And he also got mad at one of his close friends and shot him in the eye while he was sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
He said something he didn't like. Like the guy was kind of mental, but
Hmm.
he ended up committing suicide while he was serving his life sentence in prison. And the whole Netflix uh, documentary just kind of goes through the things that he kind of went through when he was younger. It does make you feel bad for him.
Mm-hmm.
And so the family of the man that he shot and killed, that he got convicted for, they're not too happy with the fact that this Netflix series is out, but
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty popular. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's kind of making light of it, obviously, making memes and stuff. But
I find it hard
that's
for to
kind
make
of
memes out of that. Like that's like I don't remember any of the memes off the top of my head, so I don't remember, if they were funny or not. But I find it hard to make something like that, a meme. But we can make memes out of everything these days.
everything. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
he was the O.J. Simpson that didn't get away with it. So,
Hmm. I mean, supposedly O.J. Simpson didn't do it at all, so you know.
well,
So we can't compare him to OJ, since OJ apparently he didn't do it because of the glove or whatever it is. So
right.
yeah, but I get what you're saying. I mean, like, was this guy into white girls too, or like is there a further comparison other than just like he was a football player that committed crimes?
Well, actually, no, like way off base. The whole Netflix documentary kind of goes into the fact that it was suspected that, I mean, his parents and like his close friends like came out and said that he was gay, and I think that was a lot of it too. He was kind of
Oh
battling
wow.
sexuality, and yeah, it's crazy. Uh,
Hmm.
the whole If you're gonna start watching it, you have to like sit there and watch the whole thing because it kind of like captures you. But
Hmm.
the guy was super handsome. Like ladies loved this guy.
Yeah, that's the
He was
memes I've been
popular.
seeing is
Yeah.
is women talking about how they want to like bang the guy and he's like a serial killer or something. And I was just like, I don't know what this is about, but okay. But
I really
yeah, that's
like serial killers. It's
yeah,
very weird, but yeah.
yeah. All right. Well, is there anything else you'd like to talk about? Or
That's all.
talk about the election or anything?
You know how I feel about the election. How do you feel right now about Bernie and Liz?
I mean, that's kind of over now, so
Yeah,
I don't really
are you happy with this?
I mean, the outcome to this, it looks like it just hurt Warren, and
Right.
Bernie's still going up in the polls, so I guess I'm happy with the outcome, but I'm just not happy that she went after him in that way, because that was just like ridiculous and didn't need to happen, and it ended up hurting her. So it's like, um but yeah, but I'm feeling really good about Bernie Sanders' campaign and his chances of getting the nomination. I think he's in the lead currently in Iowa. He's got a lot of volunteers up there, canvassing and knocking doors and phone banking and whatnot. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about that.
It's exciting. You know how I feel about Bernie. Um, he should have won the election. I mean, this 2020 I feel like is going to be a good year for Bernie. I'm hoping because honestly, I don't see it if he wasn't to win, like I don't see any hope for us.
Yeah.
Be honest cuz I don't see Bernie ever running again, and I don't see another Bernie.
Hmm.
Maybe AOC one day, but I
Yeah.
just right
I
now.
mean, in 2024, she could actually run because she'll be 35 then. So,
And I will be totally down for that because I also love her, but I
yeah.
think that the only real hope that we have of progressing is if we get Bernie in there, and we got to get Trump out of office. And I honestly like Bernie's the only one that is capable of beating him. That's it. And
Hmm.
we got to put our strongest player up there.
Oh, you don't think Joe Biden could beat Trump?
Absolutely not. I think that Joe Biden is the Hillary Clinton of this year.
I think he's worse than Hillary Clinton, actually.
Well, I mean, as a person, I
Yeah.
think they're equals. I don't know. Pretty disappointed that Hillary turned out to be, well, I already knew what she was, but turned out to be
She won't
super,
go away now. Yeah.
yeah, towards Bernie, but I don't know. I see Biden as just similar to her. If
Hmm.
he were to beat out Bernie and go up against Trump, he's not going to win.
No. And he's in like, and you know how like he sounds like super out of it and super senile, right? Like
Right.
that's awful. Like, oh my God, like, ooh.
His whole background and like just different things. Joe Biden's cringy, and
No kidding.
I don't know. I don't know what he would do. Like I honestly don't even really know what he wants to do at all. Like I don't.
Well, like for him, his whole campaign is based around being Obama's VP
Right.
for 8 years and supposedly on paper being the best candidate to beat Trump when technically I don't really think. I mean, first of all, there's more polls showing that Bernie would beat Trump more so than Joe Biden. So
Right.
that falls apart. Secondly, Joe Biden is falling apart in front of us. Like it's kind of sad to watch because it's like I say to people as like most grandkids get to see their grandparents mentally fall apart like right in front of them in their living room or something. His grandkids get to see that happen on national TV every day. And I'm
Right.
just and it's just like it's sad to see, and it's like that's not how, that's not the sign of a winning campaign or a winning a candidate, is
Right.
when you can't remember what is it. Even in the debates, he's just terrible. Like he's up there forgetting things or saying the wrong things or not wording them right. Did you see the new video of him? What was it? Some journalist was asking him a question about why did he attack Bernie after Bernie apologized for something. And he just grabbed the guy and he was like, why?
Oh my god. No.
It's so hilarious. Like, it was just like, I was like, what's going on with Joe Biden? It's insane. Like 4 years ago, I don't think Joe Biden would have been as bad mentally, at least, as
Right.
he is now. Like, that 4 years has done like a toll on Joe Biden's mental state. And it's just like, oh my god. Like, I remember, like, I have a friend, she says, what was it? She says that making Joe Biden run for president is the worst form of elder abuse because you just get, and I'm just like, I 100% agree
It
because
is.
this is just awful.
Yeah, that's so
Uh,
bad. Now, I mean, when he's on stage, like, I don't listen to him.
yeah.
I mean, because from the beginning, his whole thing was what he did as VP. But it would anger me because all the good things, that was him. But all the bad things, that was Barack. That had nothing to do with him. He was just the vice president.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, which one was it?
Yeah.
Me, I feel like we don't want someone that's going to be so wishy-washy in there anyway.
Yeah.
We need
And
someone strong.
yeah, and we definitely don't want someone who's been advocating for cutting Social Security for the last 30 years either,
Right.
including under the 8 years of which he was vice president with Barack Obama. So yeah, so that's like his whole thing right now with the back and forth between Biden and Bernie now is about him wanting to cut Social Security. So now he's denying that he ever wanted to do that. But if you just do it easy, search on YouTube, you'll find plenty of interviews and videos of Joe Biden talking about how we need to cut Social Security and raise the retirement age and all that. It's just like, come on, dude. Like, you can't escape this one.
See,
Like,
and that thing, like, everybody wants to argue about how, oh, well, if you say Trump's a liar, which
mhm.
you could say
Yeah.
Trump's a liar, every politician is a liar, every politician kind of flip-flops from here and there, every once in a while. Bernie's consistent. Bernie's
Yep.
always been consistent. Anything that Bernie says today, like, you can see that he's had that same stance forever since
Yep.
the beginning of Bernie time. And he's an advocate. He's always advocated for what was right. So we've had corruption for how long?
Ever.
Is we
Yeah.
need good president. So
But yeah, yeah, Joe Biden, he's just not gonna cut it, man.
no, no, no. I feel like he's gonna stay strong for a while. I was hoping that he would drop out.
I
and say
thought I
all the
definitely thought yeah, I definitely thought that by now he would be like third or fourth place in the polls.
right.
But he's still like, first or second in most of the states. Like I think he's still at number one in South Carolina. Which, there's time to change that, and I think the tide's starting to turn because a black official out there, I want to say I don't know what her position is, but she's a older black woman. She was initially supporting Joe Biden, but now she's flipped to support Bernie.
Ooh.
And so, that's one major flip that I've seen, and that's in South Carolina. So hopefully over the next, I don't know when the South Carolina primary is, but hopefully over the next few weeks that'll continue to change. And then um, Iowa's in about 2 weeks, and hopefully Bernie wins Iowa, and
Yeah.
that really influenced people to start thinking, no, I think we need to flip from Biden to Bernie, and yeah. but it's exciting to watch. It's a lot different from 2016 because in 2016 it was kind of just like Bernie had to go from like 2% in the polls, and now he's already close to the top or at the top,
Right.
and now it's just kind of like let's stay there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Climb. Let's get up there. Let's do this. But I'm more hopeful this time around than I was in 2016. Actually, in 2016, I was pretty sure that Trump wasn't gonna win. So,
Hmm.
um, now I'm pretty sure that we're able to take this. So, I
Yeah.
hope.
Yeah. So is that all you wanted to say about the election and Bernie and whatnot?
Yeah.
All right. So is there anything else you'd like to talk about or plug or anything?
No.
All right. Well, it's been nice having you on. I'd like to have you on again sometime.
We should talk after the primaries.
Yeah. After the primary, okay, so after like the March 3rd primary here in Oklahoma, or after, the nomination and everything.
March 3rd. After March
Okay.
3rd.
Okay, cool. Because that'll be after the Oklahoma primary,
Yeah.
where I'm pretty sure Bernie will definitely win that again. And I think that'll also be really great. So yeah. But yeah.
I'm looking for record numbers, voters actually getting out there and doing what we have rights for.
Yeah.
Getting this guy out. So hopefully,
All right. Well, thanks.
thank you.